Hi guys, welcome to The Delicate Flower. My name is Pam and I make content around mental health, trauma and recovery. So if you're interested in all things trauma recovery, mental health, coping strategies, psychology, anything of this nature, then please press the subscribe button, like this video, and let's get started. So as you can tell by the title of this video today, I'm going to be talking about separation anxiety. Now, separation anxiety is something that can affect anybody irrespective of what age group you're in. It doesn't matter about age, gender, color, whatever the case may be. But specifically in this video today, I'm going to be talking about it in relation to young children. As you guys may know, if you're in the UK, we're currently in September, which means that schools are open now and a lot of children are going back to school or are starting a different stage in their school life, right? So for much younger kids, perhaps in nursery, they may be going to primary school for the first time. For primary school children, they may be going to secondary school for the first time. For secondary school kids, they may be going to college. For college people, they may be going to university. You guys know the system already. But this video, I'm specifically talking about perhaps children who are about to start primary school, or primary school children who are about to go into secondary school, because we tend to see that these children sometimes, not all the time, end up having a lot of separation anxiety because they're going to perhaps a bigger school, new systems, new rules, new faces, and these things can often bring about a lot of nervousness, a lot of anxiety from separating from family. And of course, it's been 6 weeks of being at home with family, with siblings, perhaps seeing their friends all the time, and their routines and their structures are changing. So it's not uncommon for there to be a lot of anxiety around this period of time and going back into school again. So what I'm hoping to do in this video is to share with you 3 tips, particularly for any parents out there, any caregivers out there, to support your children as they transition. So the first tip I want to share with any parent or caregiver out there in preparing your child for starting school in regards to separation anxiety is to prepare the child. This is very, very important. I know schools have already started and I was meant to post this video perhaps a week before they started, but it's fine. It can still apply even though they may have started already. Preparing your children is very important. Preparation means telling them exactly what's going to happen, what things are going to be like, telling them, okay, on Monday or Tuesday or tomorrow, we're going to wake up at this time, you're going to shower at this time, you're going to eat at this time, you're going to put this on, we're going to walk at this time, we're going to get there this time. And if you can, if possible, try and get in touch with the school beforehand and perhaps get an idea of what the day looks like, what the timetable looks like. Prepare your child, because when you do this, they already have a mental idea of what the day is going to look like. There's not going to be any surprises. It's going to take away any anxiety that may have, any narratives that they have created in their mind about how scary things are going to be, how uncomfortable things are going to be. Preparing them and telling them exactly what is going to happen will definitely reduce those anxieties and make them feel a bit more ready for the day or for the school time to start. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, this is very, very important, is to liaise or collaborate with the school in which your child is attending. Try and contact the school, the head teacher, the deputy manager, whoever it is that, is in charge of the school or does a lot with children. Oftentimes, Senkos are very useful. Social workers and therapists in the school tend to be very, very useful in terms of liaising together and supporting your child with transition and feeling much more comfortable. Get in touch with a staff member at the school. Let them know the situation. Let them know that your child is, starting school. They're feeling very anxious. They're feeling very nervous. They're getting tummy flutters. Kids often get that quite a lot. All of a sudden, they've got headaches. All of a sudden, they're not feeling very well. They're getting very tearful. Their behavior is changing. You're getting very worried and you suspect that it's due to separation anxiety and the fact that they're now in a new environment. So tell them that what you want to do is work with them in supporting the child. What that working together looks like could be you calling around lunchtime to have a brief conversation with your child, just to reassure them that they're okay, that you are okay. Asking them how their day is going, perhaps putting in timelines, every 3 hours, maybe mummy's going to call in, obviously with the agreement with the school. You're not going to call the child's phone. don't do that. Especially if they're in primary school. It's better if it goes through communication with the school so that they are aware of it as well. Make an agreement with the staff member with the school about when you can contact the child. Often at times they agree to break times. They will bring the child into your office. Have a brief conversation with the child. You don't need to take up the whole lunchtime, because the whole idea is to make them feel comfortable and nurture them back into their environment so they can get used to it. Have a quick 2-3 minute conversation with them, checking on them. How is your day going? Did you make any friends? Have you had anything? What do you like today? What's making you feel more nervous or anxious? Talk to them. Tease out any worries that they may have. Once you've done that, reassure them that it's going to be okay and you're going to work together and making things better. Liaise with the school what the child has shared with you in regards to any concerns that they may have, so that the school can do their part in supporting the child and feeling a bit more comfortable. And then you do your part when the child gets home, again reassuring them, offering them a lot of support, and just keep liaising with the school until the child is ready to be able to step out on their own. Often at times when they're ready, they will show you this through various different signs. They may say, oh, mommy, you don't need to call me anymore. Daddy, you don't need to call me anymore. Maybe the teacher agrees to check in on them or pop their head in class to check in on them. They may say, I don't need that anymore. Or can you do that every other day instead of every single day? So naturally, kids often tend to let you know when they're ready to be able to step out on their own. So that's tip number 2. I hope you find that useful. So the third and final advice I would give you is to have a keepsafe or mummy and me / daddy and me item that the child can have, that you can have also. So what works really well, an example of a keepsafe for, one of these mummy and me or daddy and me things is like key rings, for example. Sometimes you can get them that comes in 2 parts, like the heart ones that you can connect together. You can give one to the child, you can keep one to yourself, just as a constant reminder that, look, mummy's got one, you've got one. Every time you look at it, this is a reminder to let you know that mummy's always thinking about you. If you have a bracelet that you always wear, perhaps, a certain ring or, something that you have as a parent, as a caregiver that the child likes or recognize, you can often give this to them. Nothing that will distract them. It could be, like I said, a little bracelet. You can even make a little bracelet with them, perhaps on a weekend when they come back from school, or one of these child-friendly activities. You can create something together, one for mummy or daddy and one for the child. They take it to school every morning before they get ready to go and remind them, hey darling, this is a reminder. Remember, we've got this. Remember, I've got bracelet, you've got bracelet. This is a reminder that every time you look at it, I'm thinking about you. Every time I look at it as well, I'll be thinking about you. This is to show that although I may not be there with you physically, I'm still connected with you in my heart. You're still in my heart, and I'm still going to be thinking about you. Another way that you can go around this is through the idea of an invisible string, right? A string that connects your heart to their heart. They cannot see the string because it's invisible, but every time they think about it, it helps them in knowing that you guys are staying connected. So, little things like that still helps them understand that there is that connection always there, even if you're not with them physically, can often help ease some of those anxieties. So remind them, when you're feeling nervous, when you're feeling scared, think about that invisible string. Look at that bracelet that I gave you, just to remind you that I'm always here. I'm always thinking about you. And when you get back home after school today, we can talk about how your day has been and talk about anything that's worried you. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found those tips useful. Please subscribe, like this video, comment below anything you've done, any tips that you'd like to share with everybody that has been helpful for you in your own personal life as well. And don't forget to check out my other videos and stay connected, because in my next video, I'm going to be talking about the possible reasons why it did not work with your therapist. I know, I'm going to go there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.